Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest. In today's video, I am going to be discussing a high risk, a high reward play, and that play is Mosaic Brands. Now, the reason I'd probably describe this company as being high risk is because only 2 months ago, the company did release a trading update, and it was an absolutely terrible trading update, and the share price plunged by over 50%. So the market was questioning the viability of this company moving forward. In fact, you could have bought this company, the complete company, at a market cap less than $30 million. And the revenue of this company was something like $700 million. So the market was really pessimistic about the future of this company. However, things did turn around quite suddenly when the company did release the June quarter results, and there was a little bit more optimism in the commentary around these results. And we have seen the share price lift a little bit from the lows we saw just a month ago. So that's why this is a possible high reward scenario, that the market is mispricing this company right now. But again, I think there is a lot of risk around Mosaic Brands over the next 1, 2, even 3 years. Now, onto a few facts in regards to Mosaic Brands. This is a retail company specializing in women's apparel and accessories. And they do have quite a few brands in their stable, including Miller's, Rockman's, Noni B, Katie's, Autograph, W Lane, Crossroads. And to be honest with you, the only store I have gone into is Rivers, because they actually do sell some men's apparel. Now, the very important year for Mosaic Brands was 2018, and Mosaic Brands actually didn't exist back then. There were actually two other companies called Specialty Fashions and Noni B. Now, Specialty Fashions had quite a few brands in their company, and they decided to spin off quite a few of those brands and sell those brands to Noni B and only keep one of those brands, the most successful brand which within the Specialty Fashion stable, and that was City Chic. So then, of course, Specialty Fashions decided to change their name to City Chic. And City Chic, over the past 4 years, has done absolutely fabulously well. And Noni B changed their name to Mosaic Brands and bought all these other brands from Specialty Fashions. And to be honest with you, this has not been a successful acquisition for Mosaic Brands because the share price has depreciated significantly since 2018. So that's one of the reasons I am talking about this company right now, is just because of the potential value if management can turn things around. Mosaic Brands, more than likely it was going to be Noni B, was founded in 1977 and listed on the ASX on the 11th of May 2000. The current CEO or managing director is Scott Evans. He currently owns 11.4% of the company. That's really interesting because in June, just after they released that really negative trading update, Scott Evans went on a buying binge in regards to Mosaic Brand shares. On the 10th of June, he bought 20,000 shares. 16th of June, 15,900 shares. 17th of June, 193,000 shares. 21st of June, 656,000 shares. And on the 21st of June, 100,000 shares. So all up, he paid over $200,000 to buy additional shares in this company. So he is confident about the ongoing concern for Mosaic Brands, or otherwise he wouldn't be buying shares. That is one sign some investors do look for. They do look for whether insiders are buying or selling en masse, and Scott Evans is definitely doing that. It would be even a better signal if other management or other personnel within the management or the board of Mosaic Brands were also buying shares. At this point in time, it doesn't look like they are doing it. One of the major shareholders in the company is Alcian Group. They have a 32.2% stake, and the current market cap of this company at 29 cents is only $30 million, which does seem low when you look at the revenue for this company over the past few years. But the margins within this company are quite low. And to be honest with you, they haven't really transitioned to the online space very successfully over the past 3 years or so. And the ticker code for Mosaic Brands is MOZ. Now onto the trading update that the company did release on the 8th of June 2022, which saw the share price of the company drop 56% in the one day. And more than likely, one of the reasons the share price did drop like that is because of those ongoing concerns in regards to the company. Some interesting comments within the commentary here, some statements within the commentary. Now, I don't know a lot about these particular brands that Mosaic brands do have. Now, I have heard they do cater towards the boomers, that sort of generation, instead of the millennials or even Gen Z, whatever the group they are. And that actually makes sense. When you look at the first paragraph, they mention that their core customers remain highly cautious of the ongoing risk associated with Omicron. So they're not going to Mosaic brand stores because they're really, I wouldn't say scared, but they're cautious about Omicron. And they're also expecting that the financial year 22 will be at loss. They won't have a profit for this financial year 22, but they are expecting to return to profitability in financial year 23. Now let's have a look at the June quarter results, and I am going to be comparing the June quarter results from financial year 21 to financial year 22 in the next slide. The reason I want to compare June quarters is because there is seasonality in this company, and that will become apparent when we look at the cash receipts history in 2 slides' time. Now, when I look at the cash receipts numbers for this company, 228 million for the quarter, I did have to actually do this slide again because I had to make sure that number was real. $228 million of receipts in one quarter and 778 million receipts in the full financial year. That is right. This company does produce a lot of cash receipts. Unfortunately, just because they produce a lot of sales doesn't mean this company is going to be highly profitable because of really low margins this company experiences. So in the June quarter last year, $228 million of receipts, and the company produced $53.1 million in operating cash flow. That seems really significant for a company that was operating or that has a markup of $30 million right now. Not only that, they have cash on hand, or they had cash on hand of $57.8 million and only debt of $31.5 million by the end of this particular quarter, by the end of financial year 21. So let's see how the company has performed over the past year to see if maybe the picture has improved or gotten worse from 1 year ago. And things have gotten a little bit worse for the company when we compare the June quarter for financial year 21 to financial year 22. Receipts have dropped to 206 million for the quarter, and for the full financial year, 677 million. However, they were still operating cash flow positive in this quarter to the tune of 57 million, and for the full financial year by 44.6 million. However, cash on hand has dropped to 42.7 million. Debt has increased to 37.3 million. So that is a concern. The cash is dropping, debt is rising. And that's one of the reasons why the market was concerned about the ongoing viability of this company. They also spent $11 million in acquisition, $17.8 million in lease payments. So you do have to take into account leases for these type of companies. Retail companies will spend a lot of money on rent or leases. They also repaid $6 million in loans in this particular quarter. But the June quarter tends to be a really good quarter for Mosaic Brands, just like the December quarter. And usually this company has a bad quarter in the September quarter and the March quarter. And in those bad quarters, this company tends to be highly operating cash flow negative. So they needed to be highly operating cash flow positive in this particular quarter. If they weren't, that would have been really concerning moving forward for Mosaic Brands. But at least they were highly operating cash flow positive in this quarter. Now let's have a look at the receipts history for Mosaic Brands. And again, there is a bit of seasonality to this company. That's quite evident when we look at the cash receipts over the past 5 quarters. Now, they only started reporting their Appendix 4Cs from the June quarter 2021. So they were asked by the ASX to do this on a quarterly basis. And again, that could be a bad sign moving forward. But you can definitely see spikes in the receipts in the June and December quarters, and then the receipts pull back significantly in the September and March quarters. There might be some effects in regards to lockdowns and COVID-19 in there as well. The other problem I do see here is receipts in the better quarters have been dropping over the past 3 quarters. Now, only 5 quarters of history here, so I would like at least 1 more year of history to determine any significant trends when it comes to receipts. So just because receipts have dropped from last year's June quarter to this year's June quarter doesn't mean this company is seeing its revenue receipts dropping. And I do like to see revenue receipts growing through time. So this is a potential red flag for this company. Now to the charts for Mosaic Brands, and the first chart here is the daily chart going back to August of last year, so a 1 year daily chart. Share price did reach a high of about 82 cents back in November of last year. And then just before they released that really negative trading update, the share price already had begun to fall. So it's sort of like the market was expecting some bad news from this company. In fact, the share price before that negative trading update actually fell from about 63 cents to about 45 cents. And then on the day they released that negative trading update, share price plunged again 56%. Share price went to a low of about 17 cents midway through July. But then we saw the share price rebound before the company released their June quarter results. In fact, the share price more than doubled from 17 cents to about 36 cents. So the market might have been expecting some better news in the June quarter Appendix 4C, and that's exactly what the company gave the market. Now onto the weekly chart for Mosaic Brands, and this particular chart goes back to midway through 2018, just after they made that acquisitions of those brands from Specialty Fashions, and the share price reached a high after those acquisitions of $3.85, maybe just a little bit above $3.85, and the share price since then has completely fallen away, as evident by this chart. Share price during the COVID-19 financial panic fell to below 25 cents for a very brief period of time, and the share price recently, on the back of the negative trading update, has actually gone below the lows we saw during the COVID-19 financial panic. So the share price continues to fall for this company. The market is continually disappointed by the performance of this company. So management have to show the market they can turn this company around. They're not showing that right now. But if they do turn things around, there could be potential value because the market is pricing this company almost going bankrupt with a market cap of $30 million, even though they have revenue and cash receipts of about $700 million per year. And that's all I have for this video on Mosaic Brands, looking at their financial year 22 June quarter results. Now, it's been a bit of a rollercoaster ride for shareholders over the past few months, particularly after they did release that negative trading update on the 8th of June. Share price fell 56%, but Scott Evans, the managing director, is confident that this company can make it through these troubling times, these headwinds, and he bought 200,000 shares or $200,000 worth of shares on market just after that trading update. But the Appendix 4C for the June quarter was a little bit more optimistic, a little bit more positive sentiment within that Appendix 4C. So potentially Scott Evans did a really good trade in buying all those shares back in June. If you do have any questions about this company, any comments, any thoughts, I'd love to hear it from you, particularly those who think this company is one of the cheapest companies on the ASX, or you think you'd be absolutely crazy to be buying shares of this company. There is no future in Mosaic Brands moving forward. I'd love to hear from you. So leave any thoughts, any comments in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.